little bit of practice.
Yeah, a little bit of practice.
Yeah, knowing. Yeah, I can imagine when if you're versing each other, people that you already play with, you're gonna learn like, hey, like I know this part you're a little weak in. Oh, I know how I can support you in these areas. All these things like that.
Yeah. Carlos Young's pull is going to be fielded by Mathieu Landry. And he quickly flips that into the middle. Eric Labbé is going to move that up the open side to Leon Forest-No. Justine Desjardins is there. Cranky seeming really efficient in that dump and swing, but that pass is just a little too far. And Alan Cowan is going to pick up for Forever Young.
Yeah.
He notices the poach right away. Matt Doyle goes up the line.
Nice.
Doyle's going to leg it out, makes that grab, and then hits the turf. Doyle doesn't like the look to Young. Going to swing it around to Cowan. Teammates on the Grand Masters Team Canada Open team. Cowan airs that out.
Solid.
To number 3, Olivia Ma. That's a break for Forever Young. The score, 2-0.
2-0.
Sam, seeing some speed.
Seems to
Out
speed.
of Forever Young here.
Happened quickly. Yeah, yeah. Within that play, we had a lot of really fast decisions in terms of how the other players set each other up for receiving.
Yeah, it's that timing takes a lot to train.
Yeah.
So
because I imagine within that 3D space, it's like I have to know where's a good spot, but also how are my opponents thinking where I want to be as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. The chemistry goes a long way when you play with the team a lot, and you can start to make that sort of stuff happen. It makes a huge difference. And this Forever Young crew has been playing together for quite some time.
Yeah. So a lot of those kinds of decisions are probably going to be almost a nonverbal of I've played with you so much.
Instinct, yeah.
I give you a look.
Yeah. So Young again lining up to pull. This is a male matching point in the mixed division. Except for the first point of the game, every 2 points you flip the ratio. So right now we are on M2. Male matching 4 for the second point in a row. Next point will be 4 female matching players. Heather Wallace picks up. Centers to Rick Griffin. Griffin gets that around to Forest-No. Griffin wants it back. Calls right away, left open by Doyle.
Yep.
Griffin acting as that big reset handler. Doesn't like the look around to Godding. Instead, he's going to air that out to Forest-No. Forest-No gets up high over Mogollon. Flips that back to Labbé. And number 7, Kate Atchell.
Yeah, good on Kate.
Comes across for that big goal for Cranky. A much-needed hold.
Yeah.
And now the game is within 1. So let's see. So on FY, we're Forever Young. Pardon me. See, Homer, told you. On Forever Young right now, we've got Brendan Wong playing Grandmasters Team Canada out there. Danny Proby, number 32, playing Team Canada Mixed. You may remember her from a coaching a game or two. We've got Dan Bauer playing Team Canada Mixed out there as well.
Yep.
And Cranky, we're getting a look at the D-line. I see right away on the end there that's Hugh Podmore, number 14, 7th in line there. He's playing Team Canada Mixed. So there's 2 more, and I'm looking. I don't see them yet, and I will soon. But like I said, a lot of Team Canada jump back and forth. That looks like Genevieve LaBelle in number 1 position there. She's playing with Mixed.
Yep.
So a really neat matchup between these players, but all 7 players, TC or not, are just showing so much effort and speed this game so far.
Yeah.
Bauer finds Proby. Proby thinks about putting that out to Kwok.
Yep.
Sends the pump fake. Kwok comes under hard. Now just at the brick mark. Kwok doesn't look the up line. Doesn't go to Proby either. Instead goes around to Bauer. Bauer doesn't continue, instead finds Wong in the middle. Wong is going to reset around to Bauer. Not quite hitting the timing on that around continue, but instead just breaks the mark to Brendan Wong. Proby with good timing. Wong didn't see it right away. Goes back to Bauer. Roll call. Good defense by Cranky to get in position on the D. That pass is too high. No one's looking.
Nice.
And luckily, number 87, Travis Davidson, was in position on Wong to cause him to.
Yeah. So what do you call it when a player kind of interrupts? Would that be an intercept, or do we have a different name for it?
Yeah, you could call it interception or a block or something like that. In that case, that was more just like a good positioning to prevent that sort of
because he kind of
last ditch catch from happening.
Okay.
Oh, we've got a collision and just a foul call. And I think it's just I need time to collect myself kind of call.
Yeah, this game's going by very. There's a lot going on in a small amount of time here with this game. You can really tell.
Podmore with the disc.
Okay. 5. Oh.
And Clouthe gets that to Newman. Newman gets it around. That pass for Podmore is too high. Maggie Musclo putting a lot of mustard in that, and he wasn't able to make that connection to Podmore, excuse me. Bauer now with the disc. He's going to air that out for Wong, but nobody's running. There's obviously a pick call. It is against Brendan Wong's, I'm sorry, check Travis Davidson. Sam, I'm going to get you to, poke me real hard every time I use the nickname out of turn, okay?
Turn? Alrighty. Yeah. Sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah, it's tough.
You got people you known for a long time. You want to see the best.
Mm-hmm. Bauer now. A high stall count is able to flip that over the top to Brendan Wong. And hitting the dirt, Josh Magnuson to keep that alive. Brendo now looking for options, hearing a lot of noise from the Cranky line to clamp down. Yeah. That pass to Proby, perfectly placed out of the reach of Maggie Musclo. Proby with lots of options. Goes to Maria Chow.
Just a little low, but solid. Yeah. Yeah.
So Cranky with another shot here, bringing it up.
Yeah.
This is a big break opportunity then. Podmore with the quick pass.
Fast pass.
Davidson. Okay. LaBelle pointing out, wanting options are not quite there. Bauer is able to snack on that throw. That's a little too high. He'll pick up. Proby's available immediately on the open side. Doesn't like the look. Instead, Brendo stays with it, comes around. He'll put that out to Kwok for space. Kwok hits the dirt, but it just bounces off her hand. I mean, Sam, I'm not feeling like anyone's got a bad strategy right now. It's just misconnections.
Nah, yeah. They're really – I can tell you each kind of scenario that's going to happen, they're really pushing each other to kind of with that last throw, it was like, just reach for it. Just reach for it. So there's been a couple of times where that's happening. Each team's pushing it to it. All right, we got a timeout.
Yeah, timeout called by Cranky there.
Yeah.
Sam, you may have heard me when you were chilling in the shade just behind us here earlier that I hate this timeout.
Yeah, you mentioned that the timeout right by the goal line, it kind of a very strategic, let's just kill all the momentum.
Yeah.
And regroup.
We're going to bring in just a special guest right now, as we've had the privilege of doing today while teams take this timeout. Timeouts are short, but just with this little slowdown in the action, I'm pleased to welcome the MP for Waterloo, Bartosz Chager. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me
Yeah,
here today.
so
Look
glad.
at this great weather.
Yeah.
We
this is
always have the sun
fantastic.
shining in Waterloo, as you can tell.
Always, every time?
Every time.
I was here 10 years ago and the rain was sideways.
I would have to see. I'd have to see
You
the
can
date
change
on
that.
I'd have to see the date
It was
on
a
that.
long time ago.
It must have been a different government.
Okay, that was touche.
Well played,
Well
well
played.
played.
Well
Thank
played. Yeah,
you.
you got me there. But no, you know what? This is wonderful. I mean, this is wonderful to have this national event in this kind of weather and everything.
In the
And,
Waterloo region. So thank you so much for being here. So to all players, all supporters, all family members who are watching, it is tremendous what I can see, and to see the caliber of athletes from across the country here in the fields in Waterloo region at Rim Park makes me very proud. So welcome to everyone.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. I mean, we're loving it here in the stream booth. The teams are having fun. I've been talking to other teams off and on and everything, and they're really enjoying the facilities here and everything. And you
sound
picked a
like-
good game to
This
drop
is
in
like
for.
high
These guys
energy.
are, yeah,
I've
they are
learned
flying.
so much about how long you can hold a frisbee ball. So it sounds like 5 seconds. Somebody
Well,
will count you down.
You know what? It's actually 10, but everybody cheats and only ends up counting in about a speed of 5. Like those 10 seconds go by in 5.
You know what? We could probably learn something in government about just slowing things down once in a while and taking half the time to make things happen. So thank you so much for having me here. I hope everyone gets to explore the Waterloo region.
Yeah.
So we had a great bid that went out. Thank you for choosing us. And if there's anything I can do as a member of parliament, just reach out and let me know how I help.
Well, you can keep the weather nice, right?
We're going to work on that. I just need to make sure everyone keeps hydrated. We have great water in the Waterloo region, so please do take time to hydrate and do take time to explore the many things that we have to offer. But most importantly, just thanks for coming here.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, and we'll certainly get to enjoy the region and everything here.
Yeah, you have some roots here?
I don't, but like I said, I was actually here for this tournament in the senior division a long time ago. I stayed in the dorms
Okay.
at the University of Waterloo, and then we
Excellent.
kind of walked everywhere, and it was actually a great time. And, you know, I got to tell you, it's also nice to be at a facility like this that has both a mix of grass and turf. You can kind of play in any conditions, and everybody's together, you know.
Indoor and
like
outdoor.
everything's close and everything's easy. And so
10 years ago, we didn't have the East Branch Library here. So if you
Oh,
need
really?
to go find a good book to read, don't hesitate to
there
stop
you go.
by.
So it's growing all the time.
It is. We will not stop growing because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
So
fantastic.
thanks so much for having me here. The game's back on.
Okay,
Is
yeah.
this back on? Yeah?
It is back on, yeah.
So we'll let people hear what's happening on the field because
Okay.
that's probably what they want to hear more about. So
Sounds good. Well, thanks for
having
joining
me.
us.
Have a great day. Are you back?
Well, the score now, 2-2. Cranky did capitalize on a turn earlier after that timeout call. The one I hate, they still proved me wrong and scored, so now we're at 2-2. LaBelle gets that around to Podmore. Podmore was able to swing that to Popovich, and her throw just a little low and causes a turn on the end zone line. FY calms it down. Proby jogs over to pick up. She's looking for options. And that throw just a little too far for Shelby Hewitt, headed up the line. So Cranky here.
What's our score? Remind me.
2-2, unless I missed
2-2.
something. We can double check on that shortly.
Oh, I think it was just because they scored while we had our MP talking.
Yeah.
That's all.
Wow, Cranky really working the horizontal game
Yeah.
hard here. And FY seemingly to slow down a little
Yeah.
bit. Kelsey Chari doing a lot of work in the middle, but there's a little bit of a pick. Oh, thank you. Oh, Taylor Naden, known to be a stickler for the rule book, calls that pick so he can catch up.
Okay.
He's going to try and deny that up the line. Big
Yeah.
pressure here. But Chari is able to sneak away from him after a third effort. He'll swing that in the middle to Podmore. Podmore's going to air that backhand out. It's floating, but uncontested. Maggie Musklo is able to grab that. She's going to look to punch it in to number 5, Genevieve LaBelle. But look, people are waving their hands. Travel called.
Travel? Okay. So would that be a travel when she caught it?
You know, I'm not sure when the call was made. She did throw it pretty quick
Yeah.
after catching it.
Or it would have been the travel, the throw to the
yeah.
to the
Well,
goal.
yeah. I'm watching. Yeah, it was the throw, like on the throw, but I wasn't sure if it happened right away. But I am seeing Danny Proby's glorious reenactment of what happened, and she's arguing that her Musculo's foot lifted up as she threw. Ultimate players have this special talent where they can both see the player's eyes they're guarding and their feet at the same time to be able to make a travel call.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is upheld by whatever means here, so the disc is going to go back to Musculo. Musculo's still going to go up the line for the around to Tom Newman, and Cranky with that goal. Our score now,
3-2?
3-2. I'm going to double check that. It is 3-2. So Cranky pulling ahead after going down 2-0. And I just saw Coach Miles Liu for Forever Young call a timeout, probably trying to slow down Cranky's momentum here.
Yeah.
So, Sam, to me, it seemed that FY just came out firing.
Yeah, they came out running. They were making some incredibly like hard plays, and so they got those 2 goals really fast.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Cranky was prepared.
Yeah, maybe they kind of were like, oh no, like what's going on here? Let's get our footing. Like they're already past us, and then and so then but within that small amount of time, Cranky kind of went in and scored those 3 within pretty quick succession.
Yeah, they definitely bounced back.
Yeah.
From kind of a definitely just like they were having errors, and I don't think they were ready for the moment or the speed that FY was going to bring. But quickly
they've
have
slowed it
readapted
down
here.
Yeah, they slowed it down. I think after their second goal, they really slowed it down to kind of shift that momentum. And
so FY now is down a break. Cranky's up a break in the ultimate parlance, which means, Cranky started this game on defense, and now they lead. So they are in the lead, even though they are starting this point on defense. They are.
When they start on defense, that's because the other team is going to be throwing the disc to them, right?
Yeah. So, since these guys are pulling,
right,
Cranky's pulling right now. They'll be on defense. They got to run down and play down FY as FY receives. But as they started the game on defense, and now they lead, that means they've gotten what we call an ultimate breaks. We like to use the break for multiple things because we want to make the sport hard to understand.
Yes.
And that means they're up some points that they scored while on defense. A lot like tennis, if you know break point in tennis, it's the same kind of idea.
So they have a bit of advantage because they're throwing with the lead.
Exactly.
They can kind of
You're now definitely in the lead and control the game. So
yeah.
Proby picks up the pull. Bauer looking for options, looking at Brendan Wong. No surprise, a big receiver. He doesn't elect to take that huck, sees a lot of traffic. Will instead hit Veronica Ng underneath. Her pass low, but fielded well by Louise Thu. She looks to dump to Proby. It's not there. Instead goes around to Brendan Wong. Dan Bauer wide open on the break side, and Wong easily throws that up over the top. The game tied.
Davidson
3-3.
Almost got it, but okay. 3-3.
Well, it seems out of that timeout, the Forever Young offense was just a little bit more chill, but I don't think that really the timeout was about that. It's not Forever Young's offense that has let, Cranky get back in this game. It's that Cranky showed up after those first 2 points. So goals for this tournament. Forever Young is looking to both medal and do well in spirit this tournament. Cranky's thinking they'd like to medal. They'd like to make it into that contention for the top 4, but they're expecting to make top 5 at the very least. So with both these teams vying for a medal, You know, we're definitely seeing that kind of level of play being really raised up right now.
Yeah.
Young's pull is a roller, and it's
Oh,
missed.
it's a
No,
roller.
but he's a goalie. But that will be picked up by Rick Griffin. LeBay has Dagenet. She'll move that around to Forrest. No. Heather Wallace. Wallace doesn't like the arounds. Instead, she'll go to the open side, reset to Griffin. Griffin's got a wide open LeBay, who's going to put that out to Forrest. No, but Ted Chu is there to make the D, but he only got a piece of it.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Andy Cranky taking the league now.
A younger Ted would have jumped higher and got that D, I think. So, fun fact about this Forever Young team.
Yeah.
A solid chunk of their players play in another team called TT,
Yep.
who will be participating in the senior tournament in Ottawa in a few weeks. As Forever Young is typically a master's team from the graduates of TT.
Okay.
So these players having a lot of travel and play time in front of them. But they've only been around since 2021 at UCI, just coming out of COVID to make some qualifications. But they have been in a rapid ascension, going from kind of a throw-together team to quite a force. Winning bronze last year, if I'm not mistaken. Last year, Cranky came 6th. At the time, they were known as Pandemonium. Bauer finds Kwok on the open side. Kwok is looking for Brendan Wong. Wong, with a little head fake, is able to get away from Travis. And that throw is up high for Proby. It's knocked away. There is some discussion here between Travis Davidson and Wong if there's a call, but there is not. So, Maggie Musclow's D, chalk it up on the stats. She makes that clutch play over Proby to get a break chance here for Cranky. Podmore. He looks for Davidson up line. It's not there. Oh, and it's through the hands of Tom Newman. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Right in the end zone. So Bauer is picking up, no surprise. He's been kind of the main handler, male matching main handler for this line, and has been taking this all the time. He'll casually tap it in, look for a behind the back instead, goes to Proby. She's not in. Proby asks him to move with a quick pump fake, goes to Wong. Wong's going to swing that over to Proby. There's a pick as a wide open Debo is frozen in place as Podmore catches up to him. Proby resets to Wong.
Yep.
They're going to play catch. Thanks for coming, the rest of the stack. And Proby up the line. She and Wong get it done. FY 4. Cranky 3.
3?
Is it 3?
I believe it's.
Oh, it's 4s.
It's
Oh,
it's
man.
4-4, so they're keeping it close to together.
I have not been.
It's tied up now.
Okay, tied up now. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, it was playing around that section for a little bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, good patient offense by Forever Young there. See Taylor Naden here streaming across the front of the booth, looking forlorn about how he has not been called on in a few points. But you'll get out there, bud. It'll be okay. I should not have engaged. Anyway, Cranky's going to be on offense here. We've seen a really strong offensive play from Cranky after kind of that wake-up in those first 2 points of the game. Although, Cranky did indicate that they have both their lines, offense and defense, that they're totally willing to switch them as they're not too worried about one line being superior at that player at the other, and are totally willing to have players kind of play both roles. Yeah. Griffin finds LeBay. LeBay is able to sneak it through the middle. Atchell gets the signal to hit Godding, and she'll hit no on the sideline. No, gets it to Griffin in the middle. Cranky's in a vertical stack, end zone now. Dagenet will put that over the top to Atchell. Surprised everybody a little bit. Cool tactic. And number 24, Michelle Warren, keeps her feet just in to score for Cranky. Cranky winning 5-4.
5-4. That's a great team camaraderie there.
Yeah.
Post Goldman, we got some chance here and there. It's good.
Okay, Sam. Who had the second highest beep test score on Cranky?
Beep test. Tom Newman.
Who also happens to be the oldest player on the team.
Oldest player on the team.
Wow. Well, with a work ethic that Cranky's been working on, show up on time, be present, work hard. Newman showing the young guns how it's done, eh?
Yeah. So what's a beep test? Explain.
Oh, the beep test. That is running laps back and forth as the time you're allowed to do it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Magnuson flips it to Bauer. Vertical offense here from FY.
Yep.
Bauer doesn't like the shots. Instead, he puts it up. This is floating. And LaBelle is able to get the right read on that over Ing and knocks it down. Newman finds Podmore in the middle. He flips that to Musklo, and it gets back to Newman. Newman lines up like he's going to huck it. Doesn't pull the trigger. Godding.
Active. Yeah.
Newman,
trying to find a great
thinking
spot.
about it. Doesn't like it.
Yeah, just
He's
trying to
going
find
to look
a
for
good
the
spot.
reset. Newman wasn't ready to be engaged, so instead he'll sneak it up to the line. To LaBelle. Pick calls. It was on Danny Proby's check. Maggie Muskalo, who's open quite deep, so it looks like it's going to – I'm not sure how many throws it was. It's either going to go – stay with Podmore. Unless it was several throws ago.
What kind of
probably
call
come
was
back
it,
to
sorry?
LaBelle. Pick call. Can't
pick
set
call.
picks in ultimate. It's too dangerous. Right? Right, yeah, okay. LaBelle agrees. Cool. Got it. But too dangerous. Moving a little too fast for that to be safe. So picks are illegal, and you can call them. Most are accidental. I have never been intentionally picked in ultimate unless it's been at league and, you know, the game was played in bare feet.
So what happens when that so explain
well, yeah. So I'll explain it for the fans. So on a pick call, if it's part of the play, let's say I'm chasing after you. You get the disc, but I get picked by somebody. If you make that catch, the disc will have to go back to the throw, and I get to catch up to you. If we're not involved, I just get to catch up to you. Play stops. Once we're caught up, play resumes. Newman doesn't like the upline to Podmore. He's going to center it.
back to Godding.
Jermaine doing a quick job to get that back around the forest quickly. Another pick called. Musklo does a good job to catch that, because another fun fact about a pick call, if a pick is called on you, which like in Musklo's case it just was, Danny Proby was picked, So Maggie Musclo has to go back, right? Had Musclo dropped it, the turnover stands. You still have to play as if the disc is live until everything sort of quote-unquote ends.
Yeah.
So good on her to run that down.
Yeah.
Godding. Opts for Podmore right away out of the front of the stack. Pick and vertical. I don't believe it.
Vertical. Wow, this is a great lesson for me. Good timing.
Well, yeah, picks are actually, I'm just being facetious, picks are common in vertical when you have a vertical stack that is very close together, particularly in an end zone stack when you're running out of vertical space down the field. Godding. Finds Popovich. She sends it around to Newman, immediately sets up for a reset, scoops her check, goes up the line. Nice move. And she'll air that out. For Godding, a huge goal for Cranky. The score now 6-4. Cranky is amped.
Cranky's amped. They've found a rhythm and they're sticking to it.
Got to stay hydrated. You see those athletes out there chugging the water. We've got our volunteers everywhere making sure that.
Beautiful, clear day. Yeah. So we're the clouds aren't on our side today.
No, but I do love it.
Yeah.
I love to play Ultimate in this kind of weather. Really any weather without wind. And we have none of that today. Or it's been gusty only a little bit.
It's been pretty minimal.
Rim Park. The Research in Motion campus that we are at today features a few turf fields and then these really well-kept grass fields. Tons of room on the sidelines. Another welcome thing to see in an Ultimate tournament where, as you can see, teams have lots of room to have a big sideline and have their tents and bags without being too cramped.
Yep.
Chow. Looking for options, finds Kwok from the back of the stack. Young takes off. Kwok's going to put that up for him. The I.O. where neither Newman or Podmore can make a play. Carlos Young turns on the Jets. Carlos is such an athlete. He attended Team Canada Masters tryouts in October with a shoulder basically out of its socket and arrived 10 minutes late to the tryout due to the fact that he had just been in a car accident.
And he still arrived.
Dude is a machine. The score is 6-5. Really, Forever Young kind of need that little boost of energy from Young there, eh?
Yeah, they definitely needed that.
Yeah, kind of shot in the arm. So, the female matching point for women matching players on the line for each team, which means your gender with the highest ratio has to make the pull. So you see Shelby Hewitt here with the disc for Forever Young. She's going to pull. Whatever ratio is higher, that's one member of that gender has to pull.
That's for mixed.
That's right. And Hewitt's pulls a doozy.
Oh.
That's going to come down near the brick, fielded by Forrest No, who flips it to Griffin. Horizontal offense set here from Cranky. And there's a foul pretty quickly.
Oh.
Just maybe stepped on the heel. I think Giorgetti just stepped on Hannah Lewis's foot there.
Yep. Yep.
I'm sorry, that was Wendy Lynn. Griffin gets it around to Forrest No. Getting a big gain there to LeBay. Big wide open dump. LeBay doesn't see it, running out of time. He's going to put that up high.
No.
No, over Ted Chu. No call. Warren. Doesn't like those options up the line. Looks to reset to Griffin instead. Felino is over on the side, able to get around to him. LeBay puts that out to space for Justine Dejanay.
And that's 8. That's halftime.
Is that 7 or 8?
I believe that's 8. I think they. We'll just double check. Is that 8 for Cranky? 7.
7-5.
7.
Despite having paper and pens, we're not very good at scoring.
That's when you have multiple people keeping track of score. You've got to make
Lots
sure
of
it
backup.
happens.
Yeah, we have lots of volunteers doing the scorekeeping. Lots of staff behind me for Ultimate Canada helping out. Sarah Eady, our producer for the stream, tells us what to do, when to do it, keeps things running. So, eavesdropping on Cranky here. They've called out their matchups for F2, the second female matching point.
Okay.
That pulls a little lower, but it is going to get past half, and Cranky hustles down there. Proby picks up. Side stack look from FY. Wong thought about it to Kwok, but it wasn't quite there. Instead, he puts that up, but it's too high for Ing. Podmore makes the defensive play. Newman goes to LeBay. He's able to find Musklo. Back to LeBay. Hearing some slow it down calls from the sideline of Cranky here. Feeling a little frantic.
Oh.
And a massive block.
Wow.
From Dan Bauer, the behind-the-back roundhouse ninja kick. He learned that from Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's turning the tides.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Podmore is able to get that D. Was it
Back to
Tatsumaki? That's Ryu's move, right? The kick?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Tatsumaki's the spinning kick.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Newman.
Yeah, back-to-back, like, solid blocks there.
Airs that out, and there's a miscommunication with him and LeBay.
Okay.
So Bauer's going to pick up. Heather Wallace holding her team to account to get down there on D.
Yeah.
And the Cranky could have probably got a good delay of game on by now by the stall, but everyone looking a little tired at this point.
Yep.
Proby in the middle flips that to Dan Bauer. Dan Bauer goes for a little voyage to the sideline, but then there's a pick call.
Pick call.
Bauer would like to go back to Proby. They've been working as such a team this game. Wong flips it to Proby. Proby fakes the up line and then finds it to Kwok. Kwok immediately takes a shot, but it's too shallow.
Too shallow.
And LaBelle is able to take that away from Louisa too. Newman's going to pick up. He's signaling timeout with his hands. I gave them trouble for calling this timeout earlier, but then they scored. So you know what? Do what you got to do, Cranky.
Did Cranky call the timeout?
They did.
Okay, they did.
Yeah. I think we're seeing some. This is a good time to catch breath. We're seeing some from fatigue from both lines here. The Heat catches up with you quick.
Yeah. Big team huddles for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually I'm thinking, it'd be interested to see if Forever Young puts on some sort of zone here or some sort of slough, something to break things up, because even if it was just a timeout to catch everyone's breath, you're now in a really tricky position. You're right on the sideline, so Forever Young can force you right into the sideline. You've set up in a vertical, so Cranky is set up in a vertical, and that
Vertical means when those players are lined
yeah,
right behind
single
each
file.
other.
And if you're on defense, you can surround. Setting up a vertical surround is easier, and you actually see that happening. You see number 2, Louisa Thu, and 32, Danny Proby. They've gone on opposite sides of the stack here to take players that go that direction, but Podmore just busts up the line to kind of break that up. Now everyone's playing honest defense. Newman has Musklo, gets it back, and he was looking at the huck before he caught it, so he drops it. Magnuson quickly picks up the punish, but finds nothing upfield. Instead has Thu. She'll swing it around to Bauer. Bauer gets a big, juicy swing over to Magnuson. Quick flip to Ing in the middle. Ing around to Bauer. Forever Young kind of on the train here, and Ing brings that in, tic-tac-toe. The score, 7-6 for Cranky.
7-6. That's pretty good.
It was pretty good. I mean, FY definitely got on their horse there. They've had a lot of success this game with getting the disc out of their hands as fast as they can with hot potato. While still, and they were making these errors earlier. They're not the only ones, and we just saw the same error from Newman here on Cranky, and that is looking at the next throw before you've totally got it in your hands.
Yeah.
Everybody
so some of the times there'll be a one, I can't remember, one of the Cranky players are going to be they'll fully like run in and block a throw. And that's worked out for a couple of them, but within this recent play, FY was really making sure their throws weren't getting caught by that as much. Yeah,
they had lower throws, shorter passes. I mean, a lot more accuracy, a lot more zip. And you're right, like Cranky was just kind of reading the big gains. Like, your big out and under cuts for like a 15, 20-yard game. Cranky saw those coming and was getting those run-through Ds, but at the short passes, not so much. That pull from Dennis Jung hangs forever. Gives the defense a ton of time to get down there.
Ton of time.
That pitches out. Forrest No with a good read.
Nice.
Dagenet goes back to Foligno. He'll center that to Wallace, who has been super vocal for her team this game and really directing traffic and keeping the sideline alive. Not to mention just a workhorse out there.
Yeah.
Griffin on the side has Wallace, doesn't see her, but oh, look, a pick in vertical. It will probably get old for the viewers, but not for me. Wallace in the middle.
Yeah.
She finds Warren. Back to Wallace. A lot of upfield looks by Cranky here.
Yeah.
But it's working.
Yeah, there.
Dagenet over to Foligno. Oh, a quick movement to the break side from Dagenet to Griffin, who's going to put that out to space. And number 25, Alan Godding. Yeah, nice. He's going to reel that in. And Cranky takes half, 8-6. We're going to take a break, get some water, get some sunscreen, get some food. We will be back with you in 7 minutes. Goes faster than you think. See you soon.
All right, thank you.
game has been... Oh. Welcome back, everybody. We were muted, so we're coming in a little late, but we're back on the stream now, and we are bringing you some second half action between Forever Young and Cranky in the mixed division at Canadian Ultimate Championships Masters Nationals here at Rim Park in Waterloo. This has been a tight game so far. The score is 8-6 for Cranky. Yep. They were down 2 points at the beginning of the game, but then came back as a force. And FY is trying something different than they did do the first half. Forever Young, that is, and they are throwing a zone look. We've got a 4-person zone, so a mark and 2 people involved, especially on their trap anyway. But sounds like we've gotten into a melt call now as FY starts matching up on defense in 1v1. Landry looking for options. Likes to throw the hammer at stall 8 to 4. No, he's a big dude. He's able to elevate, go over everybody, and make that catch. Is looking for LeBay, but it's not there. Takes his time. Little pitch and catch with Atchell. And LeBay tries to tow it, called not in. Foligno is a tall person and is able to bring down that scuba, the score 9-6. As Cranky gets that 0 point out at half to put them up 3 points. We're playing on field number 3 today here at the Research in Motion Park. It's a beautiful campus, an area for this. There's a mix of turf and grass fields. It's a very well-kept grass field. Our showcase field, sponsored by B Ultimate, who's been providing the apparel for this tournament to tournament staff. And there's their tent nearby where you can go and purchase some cool tournament flavored clothing, and also Discraft, who supplies us with the most important piece for Ultimate, and that is the discs. And we're happy to have them sponsor us, getting fresh game discs out in every game. Quite a few, as some discs don't make it through the highly competitive and rough play sometimes that these national level players can bring to the field.
Yep.
Well, Cranky put out players that have been typically playing D, saying earlier that they don't really mind who's who, while Forever Young is at a pretty standard offensive group. Something has happened. I don't know what it is.
Not sure.
I love the shrug hand signals, where the players know as much as I do. Magnuson.
Nice bait.
Was looking for Ing, but Newman read it, and he gets in the way. Saw that beep test work paying off.
Yep.
He'll air that out to Shari. It's a tough read, and the wind just gusts at the worst time.
Yeah.
Magnuson jogs to pick it up. Hear Bauer with the audible of as called, so Forever Young will be running some sort of pattern or play.
Okay.
And it's a throw to Ing, but it's underthrown. And she's not able to make that grab as it's behind her. Podmore picks up. Finds LaBelle. She goes around to Shari. And Shari makes the backhand break to Maya Popovich, who makes a great cut to put her defender overcommitted to the open side.
Yeah.
Pivots to the break side, and it's an easy goal. The score 10-6 for Cranky. Sam, we're seeing a timeout being called by Forever Young here. What would you say about Forever Young's energy right now?
Yeah, I think they're a little, maybe they're a little taken aback by this kind of momentum swing and the amount of call-outs Cranky's been doing on a lot of their plays. Even just within that time, Newman made a very, very hard call-out. and kind of shifted that momentum there on that previous goal there. So I think yeah, they gotta, rightfully so, do a little timeout, get a little regroup. Like, hey, like let's.
Yeah, you can see players' arms around each other.
Yeah.
Trying to stay heads up, clapping, like trying, just working
keep
hard
the spirit
to,
up.
We're still in this. I mean,
Still in
they
this.
are.
You still got.
Yeah, they are known for that. They want to be a team with good vibes. They want to hear everybody's voice, and they want to support each other because that's what young people do.
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever young.
Forever.
Do any of the members sing the Forever Young song as their anthem? I wonder.
If you want to hear something off key. So Cranky's putting out the same line.
Yep.
Hey, that's when you're feeling some momentum. I think there's 1 or 2 subs there. I do believe Kathy Lee was not on last point, but she comes on, and same with Jennifer Cluthy. But
we got
Cranky definitely feeling it right now.
Yeah. Oh, they mentioned that they have a ton of their players on kind of both kind of play styles of defensive offense.
Yeah. I mean, you want a well-rounded team. You definitely want specialists here and there. But if you can get away with that, that pull is going to land inbounds.
Okay.
Just does not quite make it past half. So this does give FY
it gives
an
FY
advantage to get back in this quick. Proby picks up, and she's going to air that out to a very fast receiver. That was number 88. We're going to get you that name in 1 second.
88.
But an easy play from Forever Young there. That was Corrine Giorgetti. Oh, no, it was not. It was number 89.
89.
Oh, yes. No, I was right. Excuse me. Corrine Giorgetti with the that streaking deep strike. Probably kind of knew that was the play right off the hop there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Score 10-7. So, since the beginning of the game, in those first 2 points, we have not seen Forever Young's D-line pull anything off here.
Of when they're on the defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like generating that turnover and then scoring.
Yeah.
They haven't actually produced since then.
Yeah.
Sometimes in Elite Ultimate, people say you only need 1 break to win a game, and that's true if you score all of your offensive points, which Cranky has made sure Forever Young cannot.
Yeah.
So we need to see some real defensive production and converting, right? Getting the block and scoring from this defensive line. And that can be one of the hardest things for a team to train for. If you have players concentrating on defense all the time, getting them to be chill and dependable with the disc is tough because all your players like that usually end up on O-line.
Yeah.
Wallace picks up, flips it to Griffin. He'll go around to a quick Landry, who elevates to bring down that floaty pass and immediately rips out a laser backhand that lands. No, you know what? That landed out of bounds. We see our observers throwing down a little orange beanbag there. That marks where the disc went out of bounds, so it'll be walked up to where it crossed that plane.
Oh, when it crossed?
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah.
If it had to come back in and landed in, then it would
count that.
Yeah, but since it never returned and landed out of bounds, it's where it left the field.
It's not too far.
Yeah. Cowan gets that to Young. Young had it to Wu, and Wu gave it back to him. Pick called downfield, but it did not affect. No one was involved in that pick, so it'll just stay with Young. He'll throw out his own laser.
Just close. Okay.
Shevchenko, but after flipping that back to Young, there's a pick call. Jan finds Doyle, who finds Cowan on a swing. This pick doesn't affect. Sure, a lot of pick calls.
Yeah.
Cowan looking for that IO flick. It's not quite there. Doyle is going to do the old throw and go. Ma looking for a dump. Finds Cowan.
Yeah.
Cowan looking for options. Did you hear that? It was a pick call.
Pick call. Another.
Cowan flips that to Doyle.
Okay.
His teammate takes off the line. It's not quite there. Young. He'll flip that. Hangs back to make some room.
Nice. Ah, it wasn't easy.
And Olivia Ma gets that break. Now Forever Young is within 2. As we were saying, needed some production from that D-line, and it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Cranky didn't make that easy. But they got some chances there when I noticed number 18 Nault and can't remember the other one, but they were doing some really tough moments where they would make one of the people trying to get into the goal line a little closer, and they were trying to make a read, and that's where Forever Young kind of made their play there. They kind of waited just that little extra moment.
Yeah.
Those extra seconds.
Well, they've got Forever Young has the win now. And I noticed in the comment section there's some dude asking me about pulling in bounds and how important it is. And it is, in fact, very important. And if you want your pulls to be the best, you want them to land near the back of the end zone with a lot of hang time so that your defense can come in and set. The most important thing being a lot of hang time. Not as easy as you think. And I just want to caution you, Sam, as you get more into Ultimate, if you elect to pull a lot and then begin pulling out of bounds all the time as you practice, your friends will go on the internet and make fun of you while you're just trying to do a job. So thank you, Graham Barber, for your participation today.
Yep.
That pull, though.
That pull was very good.
Yeah, that was very good, and Forever Young's able to get down right away.
All the way past half. Yep.
Cranky puts that up. Uncontested, but Young makes up the gap against Germain and makes a huge play. Hewitt digs that off the ground. Finds Chu in the middle. Chu's going to launch. It's a big backhand to Jung. Jung's all alone. Keeps it in. A huge break for Forever Young. We are within 1. 10-9.
10-9.
Timeout called by Cranky.
Timeout, mate.
Not really surprised, Sam. We've seen both teams kind of use timeouts to quell momentum shifts this game.
Yeah. You can tell that when Cranky passed it over to Forever Young's side there's a moment where you're like, okay, where's it going to go? Is it going to stay on this side? But Forever Young, because of that, was it a missed throw or a missed catch over here?
No, that was,
it,
Carlos Young, number 11.
Yeah.
For Forever Young. Made up a huge gap there against Germain. It looked like Germain had that all day, but Carlos, we've seen him turn on the Jets earlier in this game, and he just made up that distance so quickly to get his hand in the mix there.
Yeah, and so then there was a moment of like, okay, is Cranky going to keep it on this side? And Forever kind of swept that right under them and kind of maintained back. And by the time Frisbee's over, the disc's over there, like, you got Cranky still trying to make their way back.
Yeah, like it was a turn and burn
Yeah.
from Forever Young. They did not wait to set up. They just picked up and played, that flow ultimate. It's interesting about Masters that sometimes, being a coach myself, you don't want to overcoach a team. It's a hard lesson to learn. You'll catch yourself doing it again and again. But sometimes it's just telling a team you know how to do offense with you follow some basic rules. Follow those basic rules. We're not going to like worry about getting in position too often. We're not going to worry about running a play and hitting the player who's open. Just, take opportunities like you know how, because you've been playing for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? And I think when Forever Young's making use of that chemistry and that knowledge, they look like way stronger on offense.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just kind of have to let loose and let your core fundamentals just kind of carry you in a way.
Yeah.
And
that's what practice is for, right?
Yeah.
Kim Chan's pull is going to land at the brick. Fielded by Davidson. And he gets that to Wallace. There's a violation call, which means there was a fast count that wasn't honored. Oh, it was contact. On a contact call, it's a foul. But the idea is that play doesn't stop. Instead, the marker just has to reset their count to 0. And if they don't, you have to stop play and make them.
Okay.
Davidson. Finds Podmore in the middle. Podmore is going to put that up from a 2-step from number 99, Justine Dagenet, who's able to make up that short throw quickly.
Nice.
And Davidson runs in for the continue.
Yep.
Great read there by Dagenet. She had a good 3-step deep.
Yep.
Was getting, a little bit of separation, but that throw from Podmore was late. And
yeah, just in time.
Yeah, but she really stepped under to make up that gap. So Forever Young putting on some speed this line. Haven't quite figured out their Yeah, there they go. Trying to get their gender ratio right here, but definitely putting out a line full of speed.
Yep. Those are the plays that they've been making the most, is where they'll come in real fast from a longer throw.
Yeah. I think FY's got a shot this game. Well, they obviously have a shot this game, but I think their biggest strength right now is just using their legs, because they're definitely outrunning Cranky. And we probably just do well to just keep playing like they're playing against the zone. Keep playing with the short passes and just march it down the field. Never let them catch up, because they've definitely
it feels very much like both teams they've got their game plan. They're sticking to it.
Yeah.
Making sure those prime instances where they'll get their chance to kind of make a score happen.
So pick called against Forever Young.
Okay.
I have run out of places to count them.
Do we need a pit call counter?
Proby signals Brendan Wong to get it. He reaches out, and it's just out of his hands. So Newman's going to pick up.
Yep.
Get that around to Podmore. Podmore makes up the gap. Prevent a defensive play. His throw is low.
Oh.
And there's a foul on the throw. So Jennifer Cluthy made a great effort there, but oh, what? Okay, I am being asked to rule on the foul, and one thing I will say about this, you see Taylor Naden right here, number 90?
Yeah.
Often confused for my big brother, which is annoying because he's 5 years younger than me. Very good at arguing you out of calls. I hate it.
Yes.
I hate making calls against him or having him calls against me, because he always comes away with what he wants.
Yeah. Quite persuasive. Yeah. All right.
Podmore finds Shari to Newman. Newman's been so patient at the end zone. demonstrates that again. Shari taking his time. And Maggie Musklo reels that in. That was a D point for Cranky. So the score now 12-9. They're pulling away.
Yep.
The time is 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
I believe we started this game at, I want to say 1:45.
1:45, I believe.
Yeah, so if that is the case, the internet will know. We have been at this for 75 minutes, which means there's 10 minutes left in this game. And 3 points, not impossible.
What's the limit again for the time?
Well, we're 85 minutes this tournament.
Okay,
and
85.
we're playing with a hard cap. So at that 85 minutes, a horn goes, you finish the point, the game's over. But
would it mean it like if the game's still in play, once it's dropped or a point, it would be ended?
Actually, that's a good question. A point technically starts as soon as the last point was scored. So if I'm out there playing and I catch a goal and I celebrate, the instant I start celebrating, the next point has quote unquote started. Right?
Yep.
So let's say you score and you're down a point, right? The score is 10-9. And you score. 10-8. And you score. And seconds after you score, the horn goes. You actually play the next point. And then you could tie it up. And then you could go to universe. So it can come down to seconds. Maria Chow. Zone look from Cranky here to slow it down.
Yep.
Dan Bauer immediately recognizing and let his team know we need to get up there. And here we see that
short
quick,
plays here.
Yeah, pitch and catch from Forever Young, but Bauer maybe thrown behind him a little or looking at the next play.
Yep.
Cranky immediately signaling to their peers, slow it down, take your time. Corey Boucher wanting to keep his team chill here, protect this lead. Godding. Jermaine that time turning on the Jets to make that play. Musklo flips that to Boucher. And unfortunately, that's thrown behind Davidson for Cranky. Knuckle now. He's going to put a hammer over the top to Carlos Young, wide open. And he'll air that out. Feliza Chu, so that's
by Olivia Ma.
Puts us at 12-10. So this is it, right? Like
this is it.
9 minutes, or just what I was saying.
Yeah.
It was like, so we're like, what, 9, 10 minutes to 9, 8 minutes to cap now. So 2-point game. If Forever Young gets this break and keeps the point game within 1, they're in a good position to take this game to the cap and could still win.
Yep.
If they're going to tie the game, they're even in a better position, of course, or take the lead. But now that they've got the game within 2, this break is really what will keep the game alive for Forever Young. If Cranky scores this, it's going to be such a hole for Forever Young to dig themselves out of. Coach Danny Proby over here really upset that I did not offer my loud vocal opinion of the calls, which I prominently helped her with during her call of the red flag versus U20 Team Canada game at UBC. That happened a little while ago. But she's smiling like she didn't appreciate my help, which I can't understand why she would feel that way. But got an interloper in the booth. The one, the only Theo Wan here. Going to be calling the next game with me. Another game from our mixed division. And the usual suspects for Cranky having no problem moving that disc around. Foligno, big receiver this game. Landry, good matchup for Young. 2 quick, fast players. Warren is able to get that all the way around to Wallace. Foligno's in the middle. Ted Chu comes through to try to make the play, but it's not there. LeBay elevates, but might have looked at the next thing before making the catch.
Wow.
Doyle sneaks that through to Chu.
Close.
Young comes under. Young with the IO break.
Wow.
Jean Poole with the goal. Brings the score to 12-11. So, like I said, huge break.
Huge break. Yeah, FY's, they're really pushing Cranky here.
Yeah. 7 minutes by our estimate to the cap.
Yep.
Not seeing any, I don't know if they have any timeout calls left. I don't think taking a timeout if you're Cranky at this point might not help you so much because, I mean, FY could just tie it up. But that being said, scoring this point and then taking a timeout could run out the clock.
Yep.
But not everybody enjoys that tactic.
Yeah, well, that's also a stamina test as well. Even though there's only 7 minutes left, Cranky's got to still kind of keep it together.
Yeah.
Maintain that, either kind of regain that control that they've had for a while. For Young's kind of keeping some momentum here.
So FY, you can see them put up their hands right away. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
And they want to pull as they're trying to make sure they don't run out of time here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay, we just got word. It is the 5 minutes until the horn, so.
Yep.
Anyone's game right now.
Anyone's game.
FY bringing it back.
Yep.
Griffin.
Oh.
Moves that around to Wallace. Wallace is going to find LeBay. Davidson able to scoop his check up the line, which is big.
Big. Wow.
And Hannah Lewis is available. So, score 13-11. A little bit of hard cap fun here. So, with approximately 4 minutes left in the game now, if Forever Young scores this point before the horn, right, with the point technically starting as soon as they get the goal, right? So if they get that goal before the horn here, they'll still have to play out that 13-12 point. And then if Forever Young could break twice, they could win on Universe. Obviously, Crank is the senior team. Cranky is the Masters team. Crank is in the driver's seat here.
Yep.
But, you know, FY is on 0. Got to score fast.
Yep.
There's nothing more terrible than being in this position as Forever Young.
Yeah.
And just getting stifled again and again and again and hearing the horn go off during the point and the one that you know you need to score to keep the game alive.
They'll need to make that happen before.
You do not need that on your conscience.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing against one of the stronger teams. You know, this was a heavyweight matchup as both teams had won their previous games. So,
yeah.
All right, that pull is going to land at about the brick.
Yep.
Proby's going to pick up. Finds Sorgetti. Wong, scoop up the line. Doesn't put that up for two. Instead, Proby goes up the line. Proby fields it.
Yep.
Oh, Thu drops that. So, big nervous moment here for FY. Need to make this D quickly.
Yep.
Newman picking up has been absolutely solid this game.
Yeah.
Move that.
Oh,
no way.
No way.
Young reads the swing, almost gets a Callahan. A crucial defensive play for FY, keeping the game alive.
Oh, my God.
They rush it.
So
They
close.
rush it. Bauer rushes that pass to Young. Young calls a foul on Podmore. Too close for me to I'm sorry, too far away for me to tell, Sam. I'm not sure if you got a view on that.
No, there was a couple other players in front, so it's hard to tell from here.
Okay, so this is interesting. So it's not contested, but because they're saying Carlos wouldn't have caught it, and it was just he got knocked down in his run, that he is going to get. Oh no, wait, no, I'm sorry. Guess he wasn't in.
All right.
Well, I don't know what's happening, and it doesn't matter. So that pass too high for Giorgetti. Newman now gave him the commentator's curse, saying how solid he was.
Yeah.
Young got that defense immediately, and he calls a timeout. They're part of the game, folks. This is what you do. They're only 60 or 70 seconds here for the offense to sort themselves out. So at 3:09, it's not looking good for FY here.
Nope.
You know, Sam, I feel like they knew as much as we did how much time was ticking down.
Yep.
And rushed those passes there at the end.
Yeah, you could tell, and from their player choice they started with, they chose all kind of like their fast players.
Yeah.
To get down the field as fast as possible. It just barely held off, but yeah, that last one where Wong really reached for the disc, but just not enough.
There's the horn.
And there's the horn.
So this will be the last point of the game.
Yep.
Cranky is going to hold on to the win. But what you do as any elite athlete is you play it out.
Yeah. Still give it your best.
Podmore.
Yep.
So telling you, Stevie has no count, can take our time. Lee gets it and pitches it back to Podmore. Podmore always available for a dump right now from Cluthy. Moves that to Gotting. Back to Newman. Podmore. Looking for Musclo, but it wasn't there instead. Goes over the top to Lee. Pitches it back to Gotting, seeing a pattern here, getting some gains, and then quickly resetting to Handler.
Nope. Yeah.
Podmore.
Yeah, Podmore's been their anchor a little bit here.
Really. Newman's going to take off. Podmore is going to take the shot.
He's going to take the shot. Oh.
Wow, what pressure
reach
from FY. You love to see that hard, especially when you know that this game has concluded.
Yes.
Or is a foregone conclusion, I should say. Bauer looks for Proby after Chow goes up the line. Wong comes underneath. Elects not to throw that. Giorgetti turns on the Jets, comes underneath. Bauer yelling poach in the middle. Podmore covers it. Instead, that opens up Wong. He swings it around to Chow. Thu thinks about the big throw. It's not quite there. Goes to Chow. Bauer out of the stack, open. And finds Wong. And Wong's going to put that up high to Giorgetti, who should definitely show Young that disc as she skies everybody, which brings our final score to 13-12. That was a very exciting game.
Yeah.
Sam, I feel like, you know, there was that push from FY at the beginning of the game, and then after that, Cranky was just had it the rest of the game.
Yeah, they really kind of kicked up their gears, kept up the pace with FY. I think FY definitely was like looking forward to that. If they can get that early lead, maintain that kind of a little bit of control, but Cranky really showed up.
Yeah, showing some heart to really just
that was
back
that was really satisfying to watch. Yeah. Back and forth, really. Both teams were pushing themselves so hard. And the variety of kind of like every player's strength, like FY had a lot of speedy players, but Cranky had a lot of like players that are pretty tall, take up a lot of space, make it hard to kind of make those those plays with what FY was trying to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was seeing. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. I mean, like, anytime FY tried to go, Air Force, Cranky was there to put a stop to it. FY was really succeeding in the fast, quick catch it, like tic-tac-toe, pitch and catch kind of game, but they didn't really stick to that the whole game, and I think that was their downfall. Anyway, we'll be featuring one more stream today, a little bit of bonus content. From the mixed division, Flamme en Rose will be playing Reset in our next matchup, which will be soon. We're going to take a quick break and have you back with us shortly. Bye-bye now.
All right, thanks.